Hey YouTubers, Jalapeno Gal again. I did a part 1 to this video earlier that showed the scales of this grayscale dragon head. So this is going to be part 2 that just is showing you how I'm doing these armor, I call them armor scales. I don't know the technical term for them, but I'm just going to show a short video. It's the basic same technique as the scales, only you see how it's shadowed here. This is what the grayscale is. It shows you where you're supposed to place the shadows. So I'm going to take my Endothroned blue, and if you haven't watched the first video, just go ahead and hop on over to part 1. I'll put the link in the description box. It'll explain a little more as to what I'm doing here. I'm taking my Endothroned blue Prisma color pencil and creating the shadows, or the darkest effect, underneath this other scale. And these grayscale photos that you can find, they kind of teach you where you're supposed to place your shade. So I'm going to put my darkest up under here. I'm going to come in with my denim blue. I'm going to follow that scale around in the same pattern. I'm going to take my true blue, whoops, sounds like I'm slamming those pencils down, but I promise I'm not. The camera just picks it up. And like I explained in the first video, I take my Windsor Newton Blending and Glazing medium with paper stumps, and I blend all of this color so that it looks like that. Oh, this is sky blue light. Trying to keep the lightest part along that bottom curve. Okay, now paper stump and blending medium. If you do not have these things, there will be links in the description box. Trying to get some of that. Now this is where my little tool comes in. If you have one of these, you take your paper stump and you go like this to remove the color. And most of the time you'll get the majority of it off. And then if you end up using it all up, you can just lift this piece up and you've got another piece under it. It's a really nifty little tool, especially if you're traveling. Okay, so a little bit of blending medium on the paper stump. And I like to start with my lighter color, just to get that pigment down in the tooth of the paper. And then I'll come in with this dark color and just kind of drag it down. As you can see, you don't really have to apply any pressure at all, whereas if you were using the actual Prisma color pencil, you'd have to kind of smush it down and ends up hurting your hand. Stop. Sorry about that. So take your blending medium and just pull these colors down. Like that. Now what's going to happen sometimes is you're going to see this hard line, and you can push harder and pull those colors out, or you can take that last color that you used and go in the light circles, not very hard pressure at all, and just kind of fade that line. Back out. Let's see, I'm even noticing dang it, I'm having a hard time here today. I'm even noticing somewhat of a hard line right in here. Come back in with that. And I'm going to come back in with this skylight, sky blue light. And then a little bit of my white. There you go. Dog's chewing his bone. Okay, so let's do that one more time. You're going to find the shadow that's underneath each of these scales, and you're going to take your darkest blue or green or red or whatever color you decide to color your dragon. This is Enderthrone blue. I'm going to take my denim blue. My true blue. Dash, please stop. They are not happy with Mama today because she is not giving them all the attention. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Okay, maybe that'll get us some quiet. Take your paper stump and your blending medium and pull the dark down into the light. One good thing I like about this blending medium is that after you use it, you can still go over it and add more layers. Whereas once you use that, or at least for me, once you use the blending pencil, it leaves like a waxy residue, and it limits how much more you can build up on top of it. And I don't like limitations at all. what I like. See that transition? Smooth, pretty. Okay, and some more of the sky blue along this line. And your white. I really hope you guys can tell what the white does in this video. Okay. See what our view looks like. It looks pretty good. I'm going to do one more. I know it's kind of long, but this one's a little shaped a little different than these, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do that. This is actually my first time doing the dragons, so you guys are kind of just going with me on this new one. So, again, you see all this grayscale stuff. So you're going to pull some of that darker stuff on this end. So really dark up underneath the scale. Because, you know, like when you set one thing on top of another, it creates a shadow where the light is blocked. Okay, again on blue. Turn this a little bit so it's easier. True blue. My sky blue light. And my paper stump. You're never just going to get like a magical result. You have to work at it. You have to practice. You know, sometimes people buy the things like the blending stump and the blending medium and expect for it to just be perfect the first time. And while this stuff is relatively easy to work with, especially if you have good videos to show you how, you know, you can't just give up if you don't see what you like the first time around. You gotta keep trying. It's like when you transition from markers to pencils, that's a whole new world, buddy. Here, I think that's pretty. But you see how the shadow changes direction because this is on top this way. So you got your shadows here and then it changes directions this way. So you're going to come this far down. So I hope you guys like that. And let me show you, I'm going to zoom out here, show you what he looks like so far. I like him. I think he looks pretty. I can't wait to get to the eye. So this is part 2. Go check out part 1 and I will do a part 3 probably when I get into this area right here. Bye guys.